What has changed in Kashmir after killing of Kashmir's most wanted militant commander Riyaz Naikoo? Who knows it better than the team who executed that operation? Director General of Police, Mr. Dilbagh Singh, Mr. Vijay Kumar, Mr. Atul, and also Tahir Salim, SSP of Avantipora. Mr. Dilbagh Singh, what has changed after killing of Riyaz Naikoo?
See, what has changed is basically that a killer is gone.
Okay.
A killer is gone, the one who was responsible for killing of a very large number of civilians, a killer who was responsible for killing of migrant labor in that area post 5th August, a killer who kidnapped and killed a very large number of policemen, including a young girl, Jora's father, whose picture is worth millions of words, which people must have seen. A killer of the peace and prosperity of the area.
What it means for the security now?
I would say that for the security, it's a kind of welcome thing that has happened, because South Kashmir, he was once great pillar of militancy, who was surviving militancy in that area, reviving militancy in that area since 2012. Ever since he took over the command from Zakir Musa, he did not look back. Hundreds of innocent youth he motivated, he misled and brought them to terrorist ranks.
So do you then say it means it will stop local recruitment into militancy?
I will make a great difference. It certainly will make a great difference, because he was one of the most crooked recruiters of new youth into militant ranks.
Let's come to the operation part, because it is such an operation which has taken many people by surprise, because the way it was executed so meticulously, it was continued for 2 days. And important thing is, what we know is that first day when the operation was launched, on Tuesday in the evening, there was sort of a disappointment in various security agencies, but the local field officers were really determined that he is the Mr. Dilbagh Singh, tell me, on Tuesday evening there was a disappointment. Perhaps he is not hiding there, he is somewhere else.
See, let me make it very clear to you that it's not that it has happened within 24 hours. It's a long toil, long hard work by the team who was working on ground, led by DIG South Kashmir and his officers. In fact, there are two heroes, my DIG South Kashmir and SSP Avantipura, who worked on this project for very long. We were a number of times very close to him, but we did not get him. It's not that this is the only hideout he had. Over a dozen hideouts we approached, we went, we searched, but we would come back empty-handed. But this time around, our team was able to infiltrate his OGW network.
Okay.
There were many people who were working with him. Some of them people were spotted and then picked up, interrogated, questioned, and then couple of leads which were very important for the ultimate hitting the target. They were worked over last 3 days by the DIG and his team, and ultimately I'm happy that they were able to take us to the right spot. And when he was there, even then there was some doubt that
exactly, that is what I want to know. You know, on Tuesday, whole day searches, in the evening one security agency pulled out, because there was a sense of disbelief here.
Since it happened for about a dozen of times that you would go close to the hideout and still not find him.
Okay.
This time again people thought that it may again be a similar kind of operation where we have come, but we are not able to locate him. It may be a false signal or false report from somebody. But my officers were pretty sure, I was very sure, my IG was very sure. He's the one who was coordinating operation with all the agencies on ground. So therefore, we had to believe our officers that they are at the right spot. We got our agencies back to the spot, activated them, kept them there for the whole night, and we kept on working on it. And ultimately, by morning, the good news that DIG gave, the SSP gave, that yes, a contact has been established. And they were, we suspected that there may be even underground tunnels in that house. So therefore we were prepared to take care of the underground tunnels.
So
also.
you have got those JCBs, earth movers,
everything what was required was available on the ground. That was organized well in advance. And the plan was that you will not come back without getting him, because you were 100% sure that he is in the target house.
So how was you when, say, there was a confusion, there was initially lot of doubt if he's there or not, but what gave you the confidence to call back other agencies to continue the operation?
The confidence is by a team of officers. If they are confident, I'm confident. So therefore, the confidence came from the ground team, our ground officer, the DIG, the SSP, the other officers working with them, who said that 100% sure. And then the live person who made the hideout for him.
Okay,
So that is end of it.
so you got him also.
Yeah.
So that is something huge operation in a sense, because he has been the longest surviving militant commander in South Kashmir and the main recruiter and a poster boy of militancy. Does this mean it will disintegrate Hizbul Mujahideen, because it is the only now indigenous militant group?
See, for the time being, yes, but you know at the same time, he was getting an offer from TRF to become commander for TRF. It was about last week when this kind of reports were circulating around that an offer came from Pakistan through their agencies and
Is
agents.
TRF front for the Lashkar or it is some different group?
TRF is a front for every terror outfit which is being run by Pakistan. It's a front for Jaish-e-Mohammed. It's a front for this LAT. It's a front for HM also.
So you are saying now that under TRF all the militant groups will now operate in Kashmir. This is now one umbrella group.
That is the plan of Pakistan. Meaning they would proliferate the other names also. They've already launched another name called TMI, Tariqe Millat-e-Islamiyya. They are having something called Ghaznavi Hind, that kind of outfit. They are also trying to activate Hizul Mujahideen again. So their effort is to show that the most of the brands that are being launched now, apart from the TRF, are local brands. They are trying to show, Pakistan is trying to show that militancy is being fueled locally, supported locally in Pakistan.
That's why they wanted Riyaz Naikoo, according to you, as their commander.
They wanted Riyaz Naikoo to be TRF commander, and maybe that was the game plan, to show it as a local organization altogether, led by a local commander.
But since Riyaz Naikoo is now gone, but the bigger challenge is coming from the foreigners who come here, foreign militants. For example, major attacks in North Kashmir. How are you going to deal with that? Because local militants are not trained enough to take on the police or the security agencies.
See, this year around, what they did was, even during the winters, huge snowfall was there, but still some of the launching pads in Pakistan were active.
Okay.
We had those news. Immediately after the snow depth came down, on 1st of April itself, rather 31st of March, a group was pushed in from Karen sector.
Okay.
It took 5 days for our forces, for our army to neutralize a group of 5 people. They came in when the snow depth was 4 to 6 feet, 7 feet in that area.
Okay.
Pakistan is so desperate to push in terrorists this side that he did not even wait for melting of snow.
So you are saying
and
even
getting
when
up.
the mountain
So
passes are
even
blocked
after
by
that,
the snow,
after-
they
Ji,
keep pushing
ji,
militants.
even after that, there have been number of attempts, and we're still getting news that they have got groups along the LOC which are being pushed in. Those inputs are available with us, with the security agencies, with the army, and everybody is alert on that front. We would like to take care of most of them along the LC itself, but in case they try to push in further and come in further to the hinterland, our security guard is there to take care of them. But it's a fact that Pakistanis are being pushed in the Lashkar-e-Toba, in the Jaish-e-Mohammed, along with local Kashmiri boys who've been there for quite some time now. But everybody is giving that cover name of TRF. They are also trying to recruit new youth into TRF. In fact, many of those who used to join HM earlier, at the instance of Riyaz Naikoo, in the recent past, the trend was seen that every new boy who was joining militancy was going into TRF.
Okay.
So that was the kind of understanding between
the-
Pakistan and the HM outfit operating here and the other outfits operating here.
Okay. So since now Riyaz Naikoo is gone, there's apprehension that the foreign groups may fill that vacuum. And is that because the way we saw the attacks in North Kashmir in particular, how big a challenge that is for the security structure in Kashmir?
See, every militant with a weapon is a challenge, and especially the foreign terrorists coming in, they're a bigger challenge because they've got no local stakes here. So therefore, one has to be watchful on that count. Yes, there are efforts. That's a challenge, big challenge. But you would be happy to know that a very large number of foreign terrorists are also getting neutralized. In fact, we gave a chase for 3 days for this Pakistan, and he was working for Lashkar-e-Toba, the one who was killed in Handwara encounter. 3 days chase, and finally he came down and settled down in a village. Our young brave officer, Sub-Inspector Sagir Pathan, was able to get that information. He rushed the moment he got that information, surrounded that house, kept that cordon on for quite some time, all alone with his men till other reinforcements and army reached that spot. And during the course of operation, they were able to neutralize these two dreaded terrorists, the Haider and
but
his
that,
other
in that operation,
but
huge
unfortunately, there was a big setback. We lost our brave officer who was working in SOG for the last over 14 years.
And army, senior army officers.
We lost our army colonel, a very dear friend and a dear colleague, along with the major and 2 other soldiers from the army. We felt very sad for their loss, but they, in the process, were able to not only sort of save the house inmates, but also they had to give their own life for the operation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dilbagh Singh and team, Mr. Vijay Kumar, IGP, Tahir, SSP, and Mr. Atul. This team has led this operation which killed Riyaz Naikoo. It is a huge setback for the local militancy, for Hizbul Mujahideen, and the recruitment process. And as DGP, Mr. Dilbagh Singh said that it would be a huge setback for them. It will certainly make a difference with regard to the recruitment and security situation in Kashmir Valley. Back to you.